Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. Today we're tackling what is really the absolute peak, the ultimate language learning mountain, mastering CEFR C2 English. And honestly, the most surprising part of our source material? It outlines exactly how you can do this without spending a single dime. If you've been putting in the work on your English and you're finally ready to push past just being advanced and step into true, near-native mastery, you are exactly in the right place. We're going to break down how you can use an incredible wealth of completely free online resources to achieve this massive goal through dedicated self-study.
But right off the bat, I really want you to stop and ask yourself, what does near-native mastery actually take? Like, imagine the absolute peak of English fluency. We aren't just talking about, ordering a coffee or having a casual chat about the weather. We're talking about operating at a level where you understand virtually everything you hear or read and doing it with complete, effortless ease. Navigating subtle nuances, irony, implied meanings, and expressing yourself spontaneously in really demanding situations. Think academic debates or high-stakes international business negotiations. So, what kind of intense dedication is actually required to get there?
Well, here's a bit of a reality check for you. Achieving that C2 level, it usually demands around 1,000 to 1,200 guided learning hours beyond those lower levels. Just to put that into perspective, that is roughly equivalent to working a part-time job for a whole year. It's a staggering statistic, right? But hey, it's so important to be realistic about this journey. This is literally the focused effort required to hit a level suitable for university-level studies or super demanding careers in diplomacy or academia. And it's exactly what's needed to pass those really rigorous certifications like the Cambridge C2 Proficiency exam.
And the numbers don't stop there. At the C2 level, your vocabulary needs to exceed 16,000 to 20,000 words. And look, we aren't just talking about your standard, everyday textbook terms here. We mean deep, idiomatic expressions, collocations, phrasal verbs, and rare synonyms. So you'll finally know how to casually drop a word like defenestration into a sentence. You've also got to master advanced grammatical structures, things like inversion, cleft sentences, subjunctives, and highly sophisticated discourse markers. It is a massive undertaking for sure. But, as you'll see today, it's entirely possible with the right tools.
So, here's our roadmap for today's Explainer. First, defining C2 proficiency. Second, top free video courses. Third, official tools and resources. Fourth, free practice exams. And fifth, your 4-week action plan.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, Defining C2 Proficiency, the pinnacle of language mastery.
The CEFR officially positions C2 as the proficient or mastery level. And the absolute crucial defining factor here is that learners are operating at a near-native standard. Essentially, this means effortlessly handling abstract, complex, or highly specialized texts. You should be able to take information from a bunch of diverse sources, summarize it, and reconstruct complex arguments coherently, all while picking up on those really fine shades of meaning. And of course, you need to express yourself with absolute precision. Really, it's about achieving total linguistic freedom.
Moving right along to Section 2, Top 3 Video Courses, or Learning from the Best on YouTube.
Now, you might already know this, but YouTube hosts a genuinely extensive library of high-quality content for C2 learners. We can categorize this huge amount of content into full, structured courses, targeted sessions for advanced vocabulary, high-speed listening and speaking practice, and specialized grammar and exam channels. The best part? These videos actually focus on real-world fluency, not just boring rote memorization. Plus, they often come packed with subtitles, transcripts, and even downloadable PDFs to really help you engage deeply with the material.
Let's actually call out some standout videos and channels you should definitely look up. First, there's this massive C2 level complete English course that runs for over an hour and 22 minutes, covering advanced grammar and critical thinking. Then there's IELTS for free, which offers some excellent general English lessons. If vocabulary is your focus, the Speak Like a Native Masterclass delivers over 100 expressive words that add real emotional and intellectual nuance to your speech. And of course, you have fantastic dedicated channels like English with Lucy, she's great at breaking down hidden word meanings, To the Point English with Ben for Cambridge exam strategies, and J. Forrest English for really targeted lessons on idioms and phrasal verbs.
Okay, let's dive into Section 3, Official Tools and Resources. These are your essential self-study materials.
So watching videos is great, but the crucial point is how you actually practice your output. And let me tell you, Cambridge's Write and Improve is an absolute game changer here. It's a completely free AI-powered tool. You literally just select a C2 task, submit your writing, and boom, you receive instant, incredibly detailed feedback on your structure, vocabulary, grammar, and coherence.
When you're aiming for that near-native precision, getting immediate, targeted feedback like this is just invaluable for refining how you express yourself in writing.
Alongside the AI tools, there's a whole bunch of other elite platforms ready for you to tap into. The British Council's Learn English site, it offers grammar and vocabulary builders aimed specifically at the C2 level, complete with handy self-assessment grids. Want to catch diverse native accents? You've got to use ABA English's ABA films for some really incredible cultural immersion. For targeted practice, Exam.com provides incredibly robust use of English and reading exercises, and Oxford Online English supplies an absolute wealth of free speaking, writing, and listening lessons, all with integrated quizzes.
All right, up next is Section 4, Free Practice Exams. It's time to simulate exam day.
Now, you might be wondering, why put myself through practice exams? Well, testing identifies your learning gaps and actually gets used to the pressure. Cambridge Official offers free computer-based and paper-based sample tests that strictly mirror the real exam experience. Platforms like Exam.com provide full formats, including multiple choice close and keyword transformations. If you want something a bit faster, Testizer offers a 25-question rapid diagnostic quiz. It even gives you a certificate and tailored improvement tips to keep your motivation high. Education First is another great option, providing standardized tests that range from quick 15-minute checks all the way to full 90-minute practice sessions.
Which brings us to the climax, Section 5, your 4-week action plan. This is your blueprint to mastery. To prevent cognitive overload, because let's face it, this is a lot of information, you need to carefully structure your daily routine. Try breaking it down like this. Spend 20 to 30 minutes on a video lesson, maybe a vocabulary masterclass. Then move on to 20 minutes of active listening. You could try shadowing a high-speed podcast. Follow that up with 15 minutes of reading advanced texts like BBC articles or some public domain literature, and 15 minutes of writing using Cambridge's Write and Improve. Finally, cap it all off with a quick 10-minute quiz on Testizer. This balanced daily approach ensures you hit absolutely every single skill without burning yourself out. And here is how you can map that out over a month-long journey to make this massive abstract goal feel totally concrete. In Week 1, take a diagnostic quiz and focus heavily on vocabulary and idioms. As you move into Week 2, ramp up those listening and speaking drills and tackle a full practice test section. By Week 3, you'll want to shift your focus to writing integration. Try recording monologues on abstract topics and comparing them to model answers. And finally, Week 4 is all about sitting down, taking a full mock exam, and performing some deep, honest error analysis.
Of course, the journey to C2 is rarely a completely smooth ride. You're going to face common challenges like an over-reliance on translating in your head or hitting a super frustrating fluency plateau. But listen, these are totally beatable. The expert solutions to these pitfalls are total immersion, think English-only days, and actively pushing your brain's processing speed. For example, a really great tip is to shadow native audio at 1.25 times normal speed, actively noting the implied meanings, or using tools like Anki for spaced repetition of all those newly acquired words.
So as you look ahead to your self-directed journey toward near-native fluency, I want you to remember that consistency and authentic exposure are the real keys here. You have an absolutely incredible array of free videos, AI tools, and practice exams right at your fingertips. Track your progress, combine these resources smartly, and most importantly, remember to celebrate the small wins, like finally mastering a really complex new set of idioms. Near-native proficiency is fully achievable, guys, if you just put in the dedicated self-study.
The resources are out there, the plan is mapped out, and the path is set. Really, the only question left is, which C2 vocabulary word are you going to master today? Thanks so much for joining us on this explainer. For more, visit our website, Ferris Solution.